Over on Prime Video, arriving on Friday the 2nd of February, we have another new series. You may recognise the title. It's called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And here's a clip.
Have you ever killed anyone?
No. Not really.
Really?
No.
Where do I begin to tell the story of how great love can be?
You're married.
The sweet love story that is older than the sea.
I should be clear, I'm not in this for the romance.
I must admit, when I saw this, I did think, really? It was so good with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, and we all know where that ended up. Do we really, really need another one? And this is different because it's got 8 episodes. It's slightly different, but I still kind of come away from this feeling the same way, if I'm honest with you, because I just don't quite know why it was required. But anyway, I shall try and fill you in on this. So most people have seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad and Ange in 2005. And, you know, that was very much about two people who were leading very hidden lives. You know, they didn't know what each other were doing. They didn't realise that they were both kind of secret agents, killers, whatever you want to call them. And in this series, they do. So these two people are thrown together, Donald Glover and Maya Erskine, and they play two strangers. They sign up for this job as rivals, as agents and spies, and they kind of have to adopt these new identities as married New Yorkers, John and Jane Smith. So the premise is very slightly different. And not only is it different, yes, there's lots of action, and some of it I don't think feels that real. It feels a bit out there. But mainly this is and much more focused on their relationship. So they're playing this married couple, but, you know, will they fall in love? Is it all a bit predictable? Yes, probably. And it sort of it focuses on that more, well, not more than anything else, but probably certainly more than the film did. And I don't know, I just felt that it was, I just didn't feel we needed another one. It's as simple as that, really. I'm just not quite sure why we were reimagining something and making it slightly different along the way. They played their parts really well. There's some, it's pretty star-studded in there. We've got Sharon Horgan, Alexander Skarsgård. You know, there's some big names in here, and I'm not saying it's bad. I just struggle with why it was necessary. That is all.
Yes, well, you had me at Sharon Horgan, Hannah. Streaming TV continues to plunder old movies. However, I haven't actually seen Brangelina in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, so I didn't have that feeling that you had of, you know, why do it, because I'd never seen the original. It starts really strongly. So there's this couple, rather attractive couple, I have to say, living in a house in the middle of nowhere, and it becomes evident that some people are coming to try and kill them. So you're thinking, stand by for a classic shootout, but it kind of undercuts it in the most unexpected way. Anyway, that's the last we see of them. Well, certainly in episode 1. And we switch to these two characters, these two strangers, played by Glover and Erskine, who have basically signed up to be agents, secret agents, and they're going to pose as a married couple. You know, so it is quite weird because they've got to work together, and they've got to successfully convince people they are married, because that's why they want people to masquerade as couples, because it's, you know, they're less sort of, they don't stick out as much, do they? They just look like them perfectly normal members of the public. And it's rather sweet, because rather than concentrating on high octane spy stuff, although there is some of that, it's sort of also the more humdrum things like, you know, getting blisters because you've been running too much, and there's this rather sweet kind of romantic relationship starts to develop between them as they spend more, and they're very chalk and cheese characters. But yeah, I actually thought it was rather different take on the spy genre, and as you say, some terrific guest stars. Paul Dano, I mean, you know, there's some real Hollywood royalty. John Turturro, Ron Perlman, wow, our own Michaela Cole, Sarah Paulson. So a terrific cast, and also Glover, who is known for Atlanta. He co-created the series, so it's very much his baby. So yeah, I did like it, and I would recommend it.